Hello and welcome to Maxim Foods Inside Track, start of spring here in Brisbane. It's been some really lovely weather, plenty going on. We had river fire on the weekend. Over in Paris we've got the Paralympics going on. We've had 9 gold over there, sitting 8th on the medal tally at the moment, so our Paralympians doing a great job. Let's have a look at the dairy industry. Having a look at whole milk powder on the supply side, both North and South Islands of New Zealand are looking good for the start of the season. On the demand side, we saw a little dip last night on the GDT. Things are still quite balanced with supply and demand. China were again present last night on the powders side. They participated about 47% of the auction, so on their highest they're at about 60%, lowest at about 25%. So good healthy demand from North Asia. In terms of a short to medium term outlook, things do look quite balanced. Obviously there will be more supply come on board in the October-November months, but demand seems to be holding up at the moment. Having a look at skim milk powder now, that was the big jump last night on GDT of 4%, one of the biggest jumps we've seen on skim for a long time. That was partly due to some supply conditions in both US and the EU. Having a look at the US market for non-fat at the moment, really good Central American demand and domestic demand has really pushed that non-fat market up in the US. In the EU side of things, skim has been in the doldrums for the last 6 months, but it is really starting to push up with some good demand leading into Christmas. So that naturally has sparked the New Zealand, or demand for New Zealand skim milk powder, hence seeing that result last night on GDT. So in terms of a short-term outlook, we still see skim being relatively firm. Having a look at butterfat, so if we look at it on a global scale again, on the US side of things, milk is down, demand is good, so butter very firm. On the EU side of things, this is the most topical at the moment, is the record pricing on butterfat in the EU. A lot of large manufacturers have left themselves short leading into Christmas, so it has really sparked a bidding war for butter. Cream is also at record levels, so a lot of processors are selling off the cream instead of turning into AMF or butter fat, so that once again leaves a real shortage in that market. That I guess helps the New Zealand market along with North Asia, Southeast Asia buying up New Zealand as a cheaper butterfat option than the EU or US. So yeah, although we did see a flat result on AMF and butter last night on the GDT, we still would suspect that New Zealand and Australian butter will continue to be quite firm in the next 3 to 6 months. Having a look at cheese, so in the US, similar story to butter. Milk is down, demand domestically is good, so pricing on the CME is up. Over in the EU, similar to butter as well, so we do have some supply constraints in the EU with milk, so we do see demand sparking as well. So pricing quite firm on the cheese side of things. In the Australian New Zealand landscape, we have spoken previously of a bit of a glut of cheese in the region. However, this is getting worked through and we're starting to see pricing step up. Good demand for North Asian in North Asia and Southeast Asia on cheese has helped lift that market. Conditions in Australia for milk seem relatively good for the start of the season, so we will see a bit of cheese produced, but it seems as though demand will hold up and we should have a good balanced market over the next 3 months. whey and lactose, sweet whey, we have seen a bit of a kick up in pricing as well. Supply constraints again in the EU has helped pricing along there. If we look at the protein side of things, yeah, WPC very firm, less and less product out of the US at the moment, and then on the WPI side of things, it's very firm. So we're seeing a real drive in that market at the moment, some good demand, and yeah, a lot of processors fighting for whey solids over there in Europe, which is really driving that price. So that's a bit of a wrap up of the dairy industry. I hope you have a great fortnight. We'll see you again soon. Be nice to yourself and one another.